What's going on, fellas? My name is Chakatron, and today we're back in a brand new series. We finally finished Layers of Fear, and we're going to be starting a new series as always. Alright, so today we have right here on the screen, you can already read the title. My name is You, and it's the only unusual thing in my life. Now, this game has been in my library, and I've wanted to play it for so long, but I had Layers of Fear, I had a lot of games that we had to finish. And Layers of Fear is now done officially, so we can start a new series. I think you guys can forgive me for starting a new series once again. All right, so enough of that. So basically, it's a game where we decide what's gonna happen and like so on and so forth, right? We've already played visual novels before. We are not new to the visual novel scene, and that's what we're gonna be. That's what we're. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's what we're gonna be having a look at today. Right, so let's just click start or new story here and we'll see where it takes us. I suppose I'll start at the very beginning. Oh yeah, you should.
Chapter 1.
Oh, there's a voice, so we get to listen. Okay.
Once upon a time, there lived you.
Okay.
Despite his unusual name, his life was hardly any different from others.
Mm-hmm.
It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to
To
work.
work.
2 hours of sleep. What a formality, he said to himself, glancing at his watch.
2 hours of sleep, man, that's barely enough. And the voice acting in this game, from what I'm hearing right now, is top notch, bro. Especially for just a visual novel. And I'm not degrading any visual novels out there, but I'm just saying.
He was used to working at night, just as he was used to never having days off.
Oh, I remember that. I experienced that as well.
That morning, the buttons on his shirt were fastened faster than usual.
Ooh. Is that an unusual thing? I don't think so.
This was not by chance. The Teroff calendar boldly declared Friday, April 3rd.
Anything special happened on April 3? I don't think so. April 1, April Fool's Day.
It reminded him that there were only 3 workdays before his holiday, and there was
Ooh.
no room for mistakes. His room in a communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him long to pack. Having got dressed, he quietly walked past the neighbors' rooms into the hallway.
Pretty normal, I guess.
Somebody was snoring loudly in the furthest room, which caused you to smile for
Of
some
course, bro. Hearing snoring, I don't know. For some reason, it just makes me smile. Even if it comes from my brother, even if it comes from my own mouth, I usually wake up and smile and like, ha, something like that. Some mug reason.
reason. He walked up to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters. Picking up the envelopes, he saw his name on one of them. You automatically put it in his pocket and walked out.
Okay, this is gonna get quite confusing. Because the name of the character is you, right? So is it pointing to us in? I think it's gonna point to us in some of the situation that's gonna come ahead. Like it's gonna be pointing to the character itself and to us at the same time, right?
The thought that next Sunday, a huge stone would be removed from the entrance to the crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation kept you going.
See, this is one part of that. This is what I'm telling you. Kept you going. Can be. I don't know. I don't want to explain it right now, but it can be defined as pointing to the character and to those who are playing. All right. So here we make our first choice. It's either we hurry to work or we read the letter first. Since we're only gonna have specific choices as we play along, it's better to play it now as how I would really play it. Then we would just explore the options later on, right? So if it were me, I would. Can't you read the letter while hurrying to work? Like, shouldn't be that an option? But for now, let's just read the letter, alright? This is how I would do
Glancing
it.
at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From
From Darina.
Darina.
Who's Darina?
Yu was confused by the seal on the envelope, indicating the place of departure. No leave grad.
No Leave Grad. Huh. Never heard of that place. But you know, this you naming, reminds me of Rush Hour, where one of the characters' name was you, and one of the other characters' name was me, right? Yeah. I get.
Is she really
I
coming
guess
back
they
or
have
not?
inspiration or not,
You
maybe.
wondered.
Huh? To Cannot. Is she really coming back to Cannot? Cannot is where you're living, or where you is living
Dear
in?
you, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we need to break up. It may seem that things like that should bring people closer, but it would be unfair to myself. We can have our last date on the morning of April 3rd in the Seafront
Excuse
Cafe.
me.
And then I will leave Cannot and go abroad.
I will leave Cannot. The naming of this, there's some namings here being used here. It's quite unique, or it's quite
He
mind-boggling.
felt dizzy.
All right. All right. Okay. So it's Sunday. So we get to decide whether we're going to the cafe to meet the girl or we go to work, right? So it's basically relationship or work. To be honest, I would rather go to the cafe. Huh? You thought I was gonna click for work? I
Although
was
he
actually.
suffered from excessive hypochondria, he really had an incurable
What is that?
illness.
I want to switch it up. Hypo. Wait, I'll be with you guys shortly. Give me a second. Hypochondria. Someone. Okay. So a hypochondriac person is someone who lives with the fear that they have a serious but undiagnosed medical condition, even though diagnostics tests show that there is nothing wrong with them. Ah.
He clearly remembered the day when he heard the diagnosis.
Okay.
Since that moment, he stopped counting new birthmarks on his body.
Okay, so he's like paranoid that he's sick when doctors already told him that he's not sick. All right, I get the gist of the story here,
He seemed shaken up after reading the letter,
but not
but
surprised.
not surprised. He tried to squeeze out a tear to see if he was still capable of showing emotions.
Wow.
Alas, he just welled up a little.
Mm-hmm.
You decided that it was because he had drunk a large amount of coffee, which dehydrated his already dried up body.
Huh. I didn't know coffee dehydrated your body. All right. I mean, dry up
Approaching
your
the
body. Oh
seafront,
my
He
gosh.
tried to spot Darina.
Okay.
It did not take him long to find her.
There she was
at
at
the
the
cafe table.
cafe table, not coffee table. My bad. My bad.
She probably had no clue how much he appreciated her starting the conversation.
All right. So this is what usually happens to me as well. I would appreciate it if you would start a conversation, because me, being me, cannot start a conversation. All right. I may look like I'm bored with the conversation, but I really appreciate you talking to me. In some cases, I don't really care if you talk to me or not.
Usually, you are late.
Of course, it's a special day. You're gonna break up. This is exactly my response. Dot dot dot.
I am tired. I hope you understand me. But he did not. Having overcome his anxiety, he squeezed out a handful of words.
All right. So now, we have to decide whether we have to ask her to stay or agree with her with parting. Honestly, again, I'm gonna say honestly, or in my opinion, agreeing with parting since the other party already stated their reason will be good enough for me. I don't want to be a burden to her or to whoever I'm speaking with, asking her to stay for any longer if she already decided to her or himself that she wants to leave. So I would definitely agree with parting.
He seemed to be ready for such an outcome and did not hold a grudge against her.
Yep, I would not hold a grudge against anyone as well.
Nodding goodbye to her, you hurried to work.
You hurried to work. Oh my gosh. Okay.
He was almost there when he saw his boss enter the office building. He took it as his personal failure, although his watch showed that he still had several minutes.
All right.
You had barely got into the office when he noticed two male silhouettes behind him. He turned around and saw his boss and a man he had never seen before, a little further away.
Okay. Is there anything wrong with the boss and the two little man?
To avoid unnecessary explanations, you took a badge from his table and pointed to it.
What?
Yes, despite the fact that there was no live communication with clients, the work charter required to wear a name tag, probably to remember your name.
My name.
Wow, that's a very unusual name. Nice to meet you.
I like how I like how they point out that it's a very unusual name. Yu is definitely not an unusual name when it comes to East Asians like Chinese. But in the Western side of things, I think it is quite an unusual name.
It is the only unusual detail of my life.
And there we have it. All right.
An awkward pause hung in the air.
The boss.
The boss standing behind Frank frowned and cast a reproachful glance at you.
Why? All right. Who's Frank? No one explained who Frank is.
Frank is our security guard starting today.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. I deserve that for not waiting.
Oh, we have nothing to. A security guard. Some of my important documents are missing.
Okay.
There are only two of us.
What
What
kind
kind of
of
documents?
I like the voice of you though. I think there's only one voice actor in this. This is an indie game, I believe so. So most of the indie games are tight budgeted. So I do think that there's only one voice actor in this.
That I cannot tell you.
That I cannot tell you.
You mean you suspect me?
There's so many you in this sentence. Like this is just one sentence. There's one, two, and the name of the person, which is you. So there's three.
No, I do not.
Really? Then why hire security guards?
Eliminating any opportunity to continue the conversation, the boss turned around and went into his office.
Uh huh.
The room plunged into silence. You got down to some clerical work.
Clerical work. Okay.
Yu was sitting at his sturdy desk, imagining again and again how the shelves, stocked with books on jurisprudence, would break loose due to their own weight from friable concrete and break his head.
Oh my gosh, he's paranoid. That's how I am sometimes.
Allowing himself a little break, Yu took his diary from his table drawer and made a note.
Okay.
I never took a plate of soup at school lunches, even when I really wanted to. I was afraid to spill it in front of everyone, but I could put it on the table, which seems to be my life's pattern.
Wait, he missed before. He said but. Alright, but it's okay. Okay. So he's basically afraid, right, of showing or failing in front of others. That's what it seems like to me. Which is a common recurrence in people where they're really afraid to do something because they're afraid of how other people would judge them. I mean, that's how it is for me.
Feeling some satisfaction from writing that, he resumed work.
Wow, I wish that would be everyone. Like, just write a simple note, write something in a diary or something, and then you would feel satisfaction from that. I don't usually get that. I need to do something that I really enjoy, which is not writing, which is not. I enjoy watching Korean
There was a
dramas,
rustle of the janitor's broom,
animes,
and the trill of birds
and a
outside
lot of
the
other
window.
things that I don't want to even talk about right now.
More
We're playing a
accurately,
game.
clock, you thought?
All right, let me read this again. I was not listening. There was a rustling of the janitor's broom and a trill of birds outside the window. More accurate than the clock, you thought. I don't get that. I'm gonna skip
Chapter
that.
2.
All right, chapter 2 already. All right, we're in chapter 2. So actually,
On this,
let me break it up here. We're gonna do it per chapters, since chapters will let us break off at certain points. This has been episode 1 of My Name is You, alright? So, I hope you guys enjoy this new series that we're gonna be doing. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out to you all. Take care. Bye bye. Love you guys.